Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your host, Spencer Andrews, aka DJ Dre, and you're in the mix with Cheri Simmons, otherwise DJ Cheri, the ageless one. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Diving in, what is it about music that you were drawn to?
It's hard to say. I started, well, I was in music basically all my life. I started playing instruments at the age of 4. I played the keyboards, then I went on an elevator. I played a little bit of the flute, a little bit of the clarinet. Then I went straight on up to the saxophones, where I played from the soprano all the way up to the baritone.
Wow, all I ever do is drums, so that's pretty amazing.
Well, I had a little bit at the drums too. I just loved it. Was just something about music that you know, I was drawn to.
Right.
One of the things, whenever I got mad at my family, that would actually be my scapegoat, was to get lost in the music. So I dabbled a little bit at production, writing music. So yeah.
So, at what age would you say that you officially started a cash making business?
Uh, I've been in the music industry over 25 years now, so I would have to say that's a hard question because I went to school for a minor in music, and I got more and more into it when someone asked me to become their manager. Of
Right.
course, I didn't know what I was getting into when I became the manager, so I was about, I'll say about 30.
I really think there's a major benefit for females in this business, and people will pick up on what I'm talking about as we go down the line. Did you have any challenges or goals? Were you starting out with what you wanted to do, or did you actually kind of find your way?
Well, I kind of found my way, and I learned a lot being the CEO of an all female coalition. And one of the things, because back in the day, I was hard used so to be a DJ with someone on the radio or someone in the club. I never thought there was different types of DJing, and I was really not hit by songs. But my motto was, we bring you out and we keep you dancing through love, music, and DJing. So, with that being said, one of my counterparts, which is the CEO of Third DJ, said, "Well, how you gonna be do a DJ coalition and you're not a DJ?" I
Right.
said, "Yeah, I know." And I asked him, I said, "Are you gonna teach me?" So he was like, "Yeah, I'll teach you." He said, "What's gonna be your name?" And this is how my name came up. I said, "DJ Sherry, the ageless one." He said, "Why ageless?" I said, "Because music doesn't have a timestamp, so it should be this do I?"
That's good thinking.
So I did have my challenges. And the thing is, one of the biggest challenge that we had was um, we could go, the female DJs actually could go and go for the same job as our male counterpart,
Right.
charge much less, and they overlook us.
Personally, I think there's a major selling point with female DJs.
I find that, and no disrespect to the male DJ, a lot of the female DJs are a lot better. And I know I'm gonna get some repercussion back on this, but I always say, even with my male DJ, I said my female DJs will throw you up under the table because they're just that good.
Right.
And the reason why they are that good is because they have to practice harder to get recognized. That let's say um, maybe 12 years ago, you really didn't hear about a female DJ. Here come Lady Spinsters. And that's all I pushed was female DJs. I was on a conference call, one of my first conference call with DJs United, and those were different DJ coalitions from around the country. And the DJ from the CEO from X Squad was introducing me, and he was like, one of the DJs was trying to be smart, and he said, "So what are you?" I said, "We are a female a DJ coalition. We're international." He said, "Well, everybody on this radio station, on this call is international." And I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, what makes you international?" I said, "Well, I have a DJ in Japan. I have a couple of them in India, South Africa, Nigeria, France. Need I go on? Australia, South America." Then he turned around and said, "Oh, you are international." He was like, "Oh, okay. So then, do you remember MP3 Wax?" I was speaking with Chris with MP3 Wax, and he said, "Well, why should I put your logo?" And I had to go through a lot now, and this was back just not that far ago. And he was like, "Well, why should I put your logo on my company's website?" He said, "You might be here for a year or two, and then you're gone." I said, "Well, let me explain this to you. I don't understand if you're going to accept it or not, but it doesn't make any difference." I said, "Lady Spinsters is not going anywhere." I said, "My goal is to take over, not the atmosphere. We're taking over. Excuse me, not the atmosphere. We're taking over the universe."
Right.
So where anybody's saying, "Well, we're going to take over the world," no, we got the universe. We got that on lockdown.
You are the CEO at Lady Spinsters, which is an all female DJ squad. It is said that it's an elite group of female DJs that are taking the world by storm. How do you feel about that comment?
Oh, I love it.
Ambition.
Yeah, that was fun. We did a radio show. She had me on as a guest a couple of times, and her audience was like, "I am so funny," that she kept having me come on and on and on. And we collabed in quite a few things. Like, I was asked to do a reality show.
Wow.
And she was like, "Well, I'll help you with your reality show," because the guy that asked me to do it wanted me to turn around and pay him $30,000. I was like, "Man, are you for real?" So she said, "Well, let's do it." So even though we only had the first trailer out, it is something that people often ask me, "Are you going to do your reality show?" I got asked about it today.
Right.
I said, "Well, let me get myself back up and running, so we can do that reality show that everybody's been asking for."
You were the program manager at WRN Radio.
It was based in Philadelphia, but it was an internet radio station. I had to give the gap, so I'm not afraid to talk to anyone. My first time ever programming a radio was with him.
Right.
I met a lot of artists.
You worked at ECMD International Music and Film Distribution.
They do distribution for independent artists. They do have a label. Um, there's a bunch of us involved in it, and they also are part of what is it? Digital recording tracking, record tracking, DRT.
Right.
Okay, so so they have their accolades. He's been in the business for a while. His name is Kermit Henderson. He's been in the business for a while, and he just about know everybody. So through him, I got a chance to meet Kenny Lattimore, who was my last um, client, next to my last client that I was working with before my health change. And I also met Freddie Jackson. Oh, Freddie Jackson, he is a character. He had me cracking up. And I met a lot of old school artists. Now I'm meeting a lot of new school artists.
Right.
Um, I have a grandson, FSL Havoc. He is into industry, and so I'm helping him to get out there. It's just something that I love doing.
Right.
I love meeting people. I love listening to any type of genre of music.
This business isn't really that nice at times.
Right. Not as big as people think it is either.
You are from New York, and
Yes, I
now,
am.
and now you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and I hate when we lose a good New Yorker.
My parents were originally from down here, from a small town called Easton. And I didn't really know my father's people. I knew some of them, and I wanted to come down to meet them and get to know both sides of the family. And one of the things I'm one of those people. If you have the same last name as me,
Right.
oh no, no, we can get be more no more than friends.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea that you want to go further, I don't know my father's people, so
Yeah.
you could be related to me.
Well, the other thing I want to ask of you is, do you have musical influences?
Yes,
And then who are they?
my brother. Well, my mother made sure that all of us played the instrument.
Right.
So my brother plays drums, and he used to be in this jazz group back in the day. So I don't remember the jazz group, but I used to go and see him because we my mother and father, my parents always made us support each other.
Right.
My sister, who's no longer with us, now you're gonna say, how did she get into that? I can't tell you because my siblings are so much older than me.
Yeah.
So she played the accordion. So, well, she was real good at it. So, and my oldest sister, she played the piano. So I played the piano along with her. But I was like, we should have a family musical group. That pushed me further into music. And I was in a jazz band, and I was in a rock band when I was younger.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then I was in the marching band. So anything that involved music, I pretty much was in it. So when hip hop first came out, hung out in the city and met some of the hip hop artists. When you have your Wine Dance Day, you have your Queens Day, all those different days, Amityville Day. I'm from Long Island.
Right.
So we used to go to them, and that's where we met Rob Bass.
I used to do shows with him once or twice a weekend up in Connecticut, and he really was, he really was a down to earth guy. What's your opinion on today's music and more or less hip hop? Because I think today's hip hop, I really think it's crap. It really doesn't tell a story anymore. You have grandchildren in the car with you, and you know, what do they
Which
listen
is
to?
amazing me because they're real quiet right now. They're into K-pop, J-pop, trap music, R&B. They like old. When they say R&B, they like old school R&B.
Today's youth is that they have piggybacked onto our music, and
Yeah.
it's really good to see that. You say trap and all that. I'm a house DJ. I play everything, hip hop,
Oh,
R.
I love house music. Oh
Uh,
boy.
I'm gonna send you some
We,
stuff.
oh, please do.
But I play everything. I learned when I first started, and I was told if you're gonna go anywhere, you have to do everything. If you want to be a specific type of person, it may not be too much work for you. And on top of that, you are gonna have to work really hard to be that one guy. Um, Now, even I will say this: I think the hip hop has really failed. I think today's house music oh, is horrible. I do a lot of research before I actually will use music for the public. Um, so Getting back to what do you think about it? It's definitely
Um,
changed.
I think that you get tired of hearing about the 22s, and they changed it now. The gun battles, the excuse the expression, the whores,
Yeah.
the bitches,
Yeah, the
and
B, the N, the H.
right, right. Everybody is not like that.
Right.
But if you haven't heard it yet, that's why I feel the group BTS,
Yeah.
they they're taking the world by storm.
Well,
And I don't
yeah.
know if people
It,
are paying attention to that type of music is taking the world. That's the new hip hop.
yeah, I mean, I think, these days, I mean, because you have to look at it like this. There's always a producer, a handler, etc., etc. But, if you want to make money, and they've learned this already, that if you have a boy band, you know, you're golden for X amount of time.
Oh yeah,
You are definitely an entrepreneur. And, what were some of the issues you encountered with that?
it was rough back in the day. And I say back in the day, which was just few years. God gave me this idea, and whenever God bless you with something, it opens up tremendous doors for you. So these doors, first of all, they were already opening up for me. And even as a child, my brother, he did a show in Boston called a mandala. Don't ask me what I don't know what it means. Okay, I just got my license, and he came to me. He said, "I need you to drive to Boston with me." I'm like, "Oh, sure. Oh, cool. What we getting ready to do?" I need you to be a security guard. I'm 5'1", 5'2". I may have even hit 5'3" and a half at that point. So I got this T-shirt. I'm walking around. He had all these famous people there. I even had the opportunity to meet Bob Marley. I didn't even know it. I was like in awe. But the person that I had to I was the guard of was Patty LaBelle. I was her security.
So you were on
Now
cloud
I'm
nine.
sure I was. And when I found out she was much shorter than me, I was like, wow, I didn't think anybody could be shorter than me because I'm the shortest out of my siblings.
Right.
So I'm like, I didn't think anybody could be. And she was really a nice person. Then I went to college. I had the honor of being playing the saxophone for Morgan State Magnificent Marching Machines. We played behind no other than Patty LaBelle. So I had a double honor. So there I had the opportunity of meeting Oprah Winfrey. This is when she was a local news commentator
Before
in
her huge.
Baltimore. Yeah, but she had a big head back then too, but that's a whole new interview. So God was actually putting me in position to meet all these people. So that's why when I started doing it, it didn't bother me to do it. So I was always in my atmosphere.
Right.
I just didn't know that this was going to be my life.
Some of your hobbies are cooking. Okay, that's fine. Kickboxing, um,
Yes, I love kickboxing.
saxophone. No, but the big thing that threw me was the kickboxing. But eating. Okay, we all like to eat, but some people just
Oh, I
like it
consider
more.
myself a foodie.
I mean, definitely you have cooking, kickboxing, eating, filmmaking, fashion, photography, writing, and saxophone. It's definitely more than I've read for most. What's the advice that you would give for people that are trying to get in the type of business that you are in now and have been in?
I would tell them, first of all, if you have a dream, never lose sight of your dream. Life may take you
Right. Follow your dream.
God placed on your heart. And eventually, if you work on it long enough, it will manifest. Mine's manifest, but it didn't. I had to find my knack. Um, I came from a small town called Wyandanch. I had the opportunity to hang around Eric B. He was from Wyandanch. LL Cool J used to hang out at my house with my brothers. So I had the opportunity to hang out with them and watch what they did. The music. So if you something that you want to do, by all means, go for it. The only thing that's keeping you back is
Right.
you.
Our time, not that we're old, but our time coming up, I think was 1,000 times better than it is now. So I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah,
our time and our artists were different. It's when music was good.
right. Yes, me. How do I feel about the artists, the hip hop artists of today? I may not be your biggest fan, but if you love your music, you have to love your music enough to sell it to me as a DJ for me to want to play it.
Of course. Are you a God fearing person?
Very much so. I am very spiritual, and I can tell you, but like I said, when I started Lady Spinsters came to me in a dream, and all it said was DJs. And I had a DJ friend in Botswana, so I thought it was meant for him. So it was like, ask your friend D, and that was his name, DJ. And I was like, D, I have, I had a dream, and God told me to ask you. And he would say, what did the mighty creator tell you to ask me? I said, all I said was DJs.
Right.
And I said, and I'm not sure what it was meant by DJs.
Right.
So he said, well, all I work with is female DJs. And that's where the concept came. When I started, there was one other, and you probably heard of them, the Brooklyn Mommies. I believe that's their name. They were the only female DJ coalition, but they were quiet. So it was my time to shine. So when I came out, the very first DJ I met was Hugh Hefner's DJ.
Wow.
And she was DJ Diamond. She is the best. She said to me, she said, "Oh, I would love to be a part of your coalition." She said, "I can't be an active member because I have my own things going." She said, "But I will introduce you to all the DJs or a lot of the DJs I know." Now everybody know working with DJs, be it female or anything else, is hard.
Yeah.
Working with women is really hard.
Yeah. The
Okay.
personalities, the egos, it's horrible.
Oh, crash bandit. That's what I call them. So it was hard working with them, but I got to say I enjoy every moment. My DJ in South America, she and I talk quite often. So she just moved into her house. So I said I'll give her a housewarming present. So I know she's looking for it. So I said I'll wait a while because I know she's looking for it.
Right.
So I will wait till she stops looking for it. Then I'll send it.
I just want to say, Sherry, I appreciate you coming on the show. Um, Again, I am a huge advocate for the female DJ industry. Um, if you have anything going on or anything you want to plug, promote, it's your time. Go ahead.
Well, we want to do this. Tried to do it a few years ago, a FemC tour, and what it is female. I would like to get female underground hip hop artists. I would like them to compete in in this, okay? And I would like to go from state to state to compete, have them compete. The winner of each state, I would like to come together and perform here in Atlanta. And the winner of the performance in Atlanta will be the artists that we push to the fullest extent. And when I tell people I'm associated with over 175,000 DJs, one of the members was like, "How is that so? You don't know me. You don't know what I do. We pushed out to
Right.
100 and over to 175 DJs, and for each DJ, if you get one spin off that DJ, you clock it somewhere. Shout out all my DJs, DJ Rutu, South America, DJ D, Australia, DJ Let's Go, Johannesburg, DJ Benz, Botswana, that's in Africa as well, DJ Star, France, DJ, oh, I got so many, I don't even remember. Tori, Power 904, she's in Florida. DJ Belinda, she's here in Georgia. We have, oh gosh, there's so many of us. DJ Snoopy Mimi, Japan. DJ Serlos, he's one of our male honorary members. He's one of the hottest stations in I'm trying to drive and talk to you too.
No, that's fine.
Minnesota, uh, Lex Luger, Mississippi, uh, and for all of those I did not get a chance to name. Thank you. Thank you. We have Kermit Henderson, ECMD. So we thank you all for being a part and supporting Lady Spinsters.
Again, Cheri Simmons, aka DJ Cheri, the ageless one, with DJ Spinsters, the all female DJ squad. You can catch her on Facebook. Thank you again.